The Monterey County Office of Education welcomes you to our Homeless Children and Youth Services Program Professional Development Series. Teachers have a special relationship with their students. This is why it is so important to be aware of the impact of homelessness on children and youth, as well as the many ways you can support them along their educational journey. This professional development is designed for all teachers, but each school and district is unique and serves different grade levels. The education of homeless children and youth laws and regulations address all homeless children and youth ages 0 through 24. That said, some of the suggestions will not apply directly to your situation based on the grades you teach. First of all, by law, schools are tasked with identifying children and youth experiencing homelessness. This is accomplished through the use of a housing questionnaire during enrollment, referrals by community agencies, and possible identification by you, the teacher. Experiencing homelessness can look very different from one student to another. Some may be homeless for a very short time during transitions from one location to another, and may live with relatives or friends while looking for a place to live. Others may be homeless for months due to the loss of a home or economic hardship. These students may live in a car, RV, homeless shelter, or motel. Natural disasters, such as fire or flood, may also cause families to become homeless until they can find another place to live. Some may be chronically homeless and may live doubled up with other families in a home or apartment where the family is renting a room, garage space, or a place not meant for human habitation, such as a shed or an outbuilding. Unaccompanied homeless youth are children and youth who are not living with a parent or legal guardian. Older students may live in a youth shelter, in their car, in an encampment, or by themselves on the street. They may also couch surf with friends, relatives, or acquaintances. If the school has identified homeless children and youth, these students are entered into your SIS system as such and are monitored by your district and school's homeless liaison, family or community liaison, or counselor. If a student has not been identified, but you think they may be experiencing homelessness, here are some of the signs to be aware of that was published by the National Center for Homeless Education. Attendance at many different schools, missing records needed to enroll, inability to pay fees, gaps in skill development, and poor organizational skills. Erratic attendance and tardiness, numerous absences, lack of participation in school activities or in field trips. Wearing unwashed clothes for several days, wearing clothes and shoes that are too big or too small. Consistent lack of preparation for school, incomplete or missing assignments, unable to complete special projects, lacking school supplies, loss of books and supplies on a regular basis, an elevated concern for safety of belongings, social and behavioral concerns, a marked change in behavior, poor or short attention span, poor self-esteem, extreme shyness, unwilling to form relationships with peers or teachers, difficulty socializing at recess or lunch periods, difficulty trusting people, aggression, acting old beyond years, overly protective of parents, clinging behavior, developmental delays, fear of abandonment, school phobia, such as being afraid to leave a parent, anxiety, especially late in the school day. Teachers can ensure students experiencing homelessness can be successful in school in spite of these circumstances. First of all, make sure your homeless liaison is aware of the student who is experiencing homelessness. They can reach out to the family or student to make sure they have all the supplies needed for school. Many of the liaisons have a family or student resource center where students can access food, clothing, hygiene supplies, and in some instances, laundry and shower facilities. Liaisons can also assist with making sure students are enrolled in Medi-Cal, CalFresh, have transportation to and from school, and have access to other services. Homeless students also have priority in entering before and after school programs and activities. Make sure the parents or guardians and students are aware of these programs and tell them who to contact to enroll. They may also need to be evaluated for academic concerns. Contact your SST team immediately if you feel support or possible assessment is needed. Students experiencing homelessness may change schools frequently, so it may be that they were already being assessed or on a list to receive services in the former school. Homeless students may not want to participate in activities that cost money. They may avoid the event altogether or tell you they don't want to participate. This may include field trips, science camp, sports programs, Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts, picture day, and evening events, to name a few. Your school or district should have funding to help pay for the costs of educational events like field trips and science camp. Ask about a donation account, which can cover the costs that are important but not educational. You may need to make modifications to your assignments based on the student's situation. For example, if a student is living in a car, encampment, or shelter, they may not have a place to do their homework assignments. Modify assignments with that in mind to ensure students can still be successful. Even if a student is doubled or tripled up with another family, they may find it difficult to find a place in the house or apartment without interruptions. Projects which require assembly at home may not be possible due to the access of supplies or assistance from a parent or guardian. Due to situations beyond their control, students may be frequently late or absent. Students experiencing homelessness may have difficulty getting to school on time or getting to school at all due to problems with transportation or needing to care for younger siblings. Work with your administration to modify attendance policies that serve as a barrier to the educational success of students experiencing homelessness. Don't penalize homeless students for being late to school before finding out what is really going on. Some homeless students have experienced life-altering situations that may present as anger, depression, outbursts, and may exhibit defiant or troubling behaviors during class. If you see this, reach out to your school counselor. It is also helpful if you have a place where the student can go to cool down. This place may be in an administrator's or a counselor's office, school office, outside bench or table, which is visible by an adult, or a colleague's classroom. Sometimes we may ask students to bring items from home to share with other students, such as photos, favorite toys, or food items. Children experiencing homelessness may not have items to share, so help them find an alternative when it's time for them to participate. Also, keep in mind that it may be difficult or impossible for these students to participate in group projects that require them to work after school or contribute supplies to a group assignment. Your school office should have hygiene supplies and possible extra clothing for students experiencing homelessness. If a student would benefit from a trip to the office for some assistance with general hygiene, make sure your school has the supplies they need. For example, some offices keep toothbrushes and toothpaste, a comb or a hairbrush, deodorant, shirts, socks, or undergarments on hand in case a student needs assistance. Part of working with homeless students is never quite knowing how long they're going to be with you. Your students experiencing homelessness may be with you for the entire school year, a semester, a month, or just a week. But what is most important is how they experience school while they were with you. We want them to feel encouraged and cared for while on this journey, and we want to give you all of the tools you need to support your student experiencing homelessness. Thank you for your dedication to improving the lives of our homeless children and youth in Monterey County.